In times of uncertainty, in times of uncertainty, we often find ourselves clinging to information. Any information that might give us a sense of control. I remember when news of past health crisis first broke, how quickly conversations shifted from facts to fear, and how rumors spread faster than the virus itself. Now, as we hear whispers about the avian flu, it is natural for concerns to arise. But as Christians, I dare say, as Christians, we are called to respond differently. Good afternoon. My name is Yvonne Jarvis, the author of From Broken to Thriving, and I'm speaking on the platform of the World Liberation and Empowerment Missions International. My job, and this forum's job is to empower people, is to liberate people. Much as I have been liberated and empowered by the resurrected life of Jesus Christ, I bring it to you, to every of my listeners, that it is real, the resurrection power of Jesus Christ, the power that Jesus has given us, and the authority Jesus has given us. He has told us to occupy till he returns. And when we are to occupy, we don't just stay in the church talking to Christians only. We handle every situation that comes across. And lately, one of my ministers approached me and saying, what are we going to do about this talk about avian flu? That the man who spoke out during the pandemic, the last pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic, who spoke out before the outbreak, is the one who is speaking out now. And it's causing a lot of people to panic. Okay? So it's natural for concerns to arise. But as Christians, we are called to respond differently. That is why I'm making this talk today. I don't know how long this talk will last. I'm going to a meeting, to discuss this question of this talk about on avian flu. And I just thought I should seize this opportunity to do a broadcast about the wisdom with which we Christians should approach these announcements, or I'll call it rumor. Rumor doesn't necessarily have to be false. It's to say that things like this are being expected, or they are talking in closed doors, or that it is about to be announced. Rumors. When war wants to start, or when somebody wants to start war, there'll be rumors of war. There'll be rumors, that is to say, announcements of war to come. Avian flu is not something to joke with. So we as Christians, avian flu rumor, how do we lead with wisdom and prayer? It could so well be that you are hearing it for the first time. So more or less, it will be like I'm the first-hand propagator of avian flu. A gentleman came up and he said so many things, which I checked. I checked with the WHO, and I did a lot of research, which I should be speaking on in about tonight, around about 7 o'clock tonight, at a discussion amongst a group of government workers who are also concerned about this rumor of avian flu. So like I said, it is rumored. So what do we do as Christians? I acknowledge the fear that comes and its rumor. First of all, I want us to acknowledge the rumors of the avian flu openly. Let us acknowledge the rumors of the avian flu openly. This validates the audience, that is you listeners. It validates your concerns without amplifying the fear. Recently, there's been growing talk about the avian flu being the next pandemic. The rumors seem to come from every direction, and it's easy to feel anxious when the sources appear so authoritative. But in moments like this, I wrote it down so that I don't miss any of this discussion. In moments like this, we must pause and ask ourselves, what is our response as Christians? What is our response as Christians? Let not your heart be troubled. Are you troubled? Are you fearful? Is fear in your orbit right now? I did a program recently which went viral about dismantling illusions. When you feel fear as a regenerated spirit, as that person whom Jesus has told to occupy till he returns, as we who have authority, the authority Jesus Christ has given us to do things in his name, what do we do when we feel fear? Fear is when we forget who we are, when we forget that we are the divine beings, that we are the spirit, and our soul is an instrument, our body is an instrument. So if anything comes and we fear, we know we are dealing in the soul. Remember, I've always said that we human beings have the advantage of living in 3 realms. Angels only live in 1 realm, and that's the spirit realm. Okay. If they have missions, they could come in the figure of a human being, of a man, but they don't live as man. They've got to go back into their spirit realm. So they are invisible, and they will make themselves visible when need be. But you and I, as human beings, when you hear human, God, man, hu means God, man, human beings, that is, we've got to be who? God says we are. A lot of times we stay in the soulish realm. The soulish realm is where you stay a lot when you have not, your spirit has not been regenerated. What regenerates your spirit is that death on the cross, the death, the sacrifice of Jesus Christ, and the resurrection of Jesus Christ, and the ascension. And the word of God tells us that as Jesus is in heaven now, so are we in this world. So if you are fearful, if this comes now and it is fear, the first thing you do is to unplug the fear. Take your power back from the fear. As many times as this fear comes, reclaim your power. Go back into that 2 weeks ago, the broadcast I did, and the whole system is there. I think I did it for about an hour and a half or so. Go back and study it. Always go back to it. So you reclaim your power from the fear. Don't ever do things from the position of fear. It's only when you step back into your true identity as a divine being with a soul and living in the physical realm. What an advantage. So now there is work, and that is what I'm here to discuss with you. So we transition to faith-based action. From fear, how do you transit into faith-based action? That fear has got to be dispelled first. So shift the focus to how faith informs your response, emphasizing wisdom prayers and Christian call to lead with love. Do you want me to say that again? You shift the focus to how faith informs your responses, emphasizing wisdom prayer, crafted wisdom prayer, and Christian call to lead with love. While the world may react with fear, we are reminded that our response is different. We are called to be both wise and prayerful, as in Proverbs 3, verse 5 to 6 tells us. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on to your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. Today, we will explore how we can apply wisdom to navigate the truth, and how prayer can lead us to act with compassion and not fear. The first step is to process that fear before you even move at all. You must never ever do anything in fear. Let not your heart be troubled. When you see an angel, if you have the privilege to see an angel, you will be so scared. How mighty, how forceful, how powerful, how glorious an angel is. So the first thing is fear that comes. And what does the angel say? Fear not. That's the first thing the angel will tell you if he's got a message for you. Fear not. So any form of fear, we've got to process that fear. Reclaim your power as often as possible. Just say, I am the power and the presence of God creating everything, including this information, including this talk about avian flu. I am the one who created all this, and I feel uncomfortable. The discomfort I feel as a result of this fear, I reclaim my power from it. I reclaim, I unplug from that fear. The very first time you say it, whether you mean it or not, just say I unplug, I pull the plug from that fear, or I reclaim my power from that fear. The first time you say it, you will feel your stomach, you feel butterfly in your stomach. That is, some joy will rise. Don't leave it there. Keep on doing it. Keep on reclaiming. Keep on with pulling the plug off. Disconnect from that fear. Keep on saying, I disconnect. In the name of Jesus, I disconnect from this fear. Until the fear becomes a joke. It becomes just like a false rumor to you. We don't say that it's false. Sorry, the bees are playing around me. I know they won't sting me, but I just don't want them on me. I'm a friend of bees, but not when I'm working. So let's see how we transition to faith to faith. How we transition from fear to faith-based action. I hope you're following me. Shift the focus to how faith informs your response, emphasizing wisdom, prayer, and the Christian call to lead with love. It's so important. So while the world may react with fear, we are reminded that our response is different. We are called to be both wise and prayerful. And you can find this in Proverbs 3, verse 5 to 6. If you're following me. Proverbs 3, verse 5 to 6 tells us, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to him. Submit. Submitting is to say that, no, I'm a divine being. I'm not a soulish being. I'm a divine being. And in divinity, there's no fear. There is only bliss. That is the submitting. That is the submitting. So trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding, to your soulish understanding. In all your ways, submit to Christ. Submit to him. That's what Proverbs says. Proverbs 3, 5 to 6. Submit to him. Who is him? Your spirit man. Submit your soul to him. Okay? And he will make your path straight. Always he will make your path straight. Today, we will explore how we can apply wisdom to navigate the truth, and how prayer can lead us to act with compassion and not fear. So the first thing is to set agenda for how we are going to go about this. Okay? So briefly, I'm going to outline to you what you will cover in this process of trying to allay people's fear about this avian flu rumor. So briefly, I would talk to you about what to cover, focusing on both the practical wisdom and spiritual prayer, the responses to rumors. For example, what are the rumors? Did they say it has already come and people are covering up? Or did they say, some people are going to propagate it? Whatever the rumor says, pay attention to that. Okay? Here, we will look at the practical steps to discern truth from rumor, grounded in biblical wisdom. Okay? We will also consider how prayer can guide us, not only in finding peace, but in leading others through uncertain times, and grace and courage. We have had the experience of COVID-19. A lot of people died from fear. So our job is to allay the fear of people. Just let them not be fearful. Let us keep reminding them that Jesus says, fear not. Fear not. And as you are saying, fear not, you start reclaiming your power. Reclaiming your power from the fear, from the fear, from the feelings you are having as a result of the fear. Okay? So we are going to let people find peace, not only in finding peace, but in leading others through uncertain times. So there be uncertain times. People who have heard it might have fallen sick as a result. Maybe they had coronavirus those days, and they survived it. But coronavirus was very, very painful. My daughter and my granddaughter had coronavirus, and God saw them through. So there are people who went through the coronavirus who they will start to relieve that horror, just thinking that another pandemic is coming. So you have to allay their fears. You lead others through uncertain times. This will be their uncertain times. You lead them gracefully. You don't tell them, bring water, bring salt, bring soap, bring this, come and take this oil and all that. No, you go through practical means. And the practical means, like I have always said to you, it is very powerful. But the many that follow this reclaiming power will see how powerful it is and how you can actually help others to to not be so fearful. So this is it. I wrote some things down here which will be very, very helpful as far as that is concerned. No, let me just leave it, because this is just a brief discussion with my listeners or my watchers. If you hear that rumor, do not panic. If panic comes, look for the feelings that come with the panic and reclaim your power from it. Go back to my broadcast when I said dismantling illusions. Okay? If you dismantle the illusions according to how I shared with you there, 1.7 thousand people have watched it right now, and more are still watching. Yeah. So you reclaim your power. The fear or the anxiety or the panic that might come, check the feeling. Is your stomach churning? Are you having symptoms of avian flu already, because you've gone to read about it and then the symptoms are appearing? All these things, you created them. You are the creator of this. That is how powerful the mind is. Do not subject yourself to your mind. You are the spirit being. You are the divine being. So you speak to the mind. And what you speak to the mind is, I reclaim my power from these feelings I'm having on this news. And that, as soon as you feel better, having said it, you can say it 5 times, 10 times. You can say it, if you say it once, you will feel some comfort. But don't stop there. Keep on keeping on, because you've got to you've got to reclaim the power completely, to a point where you realize that you are on top, you are in control. That is when you can teach others how to prepare and how to be in control also. I practice this with my family, my children. They are grown women. They are family women. My grandchildren are. They come in and say, "Well, have you heard about this avian flu rumor?" He said, "Yes, Nan." I said, "Come on then. How do you feel?" They said, "Oh, it just makes me sick." That's sick. Reclaim your power from it now. It is not real. It is an illusion. You created it. And the more you focus on it, the more powerful it becomes. So reclaim your power from it. And my whole family know about reclaiming power. And that is why things are going beautifully for us. And we don't just leave it there. If I'm in a taxi and I speak to the taxi driver and he says, "Oh, this," I say, "It's not real." He said, "What do you mean it's not real? Was COVID not real?" Well, COVID's gone, come and gone. Show me COVID now. Show me COVID. It doesn't exist. Even if you have had COVID, show me COVID. Anything that is real must exist, must be here, and then you can show me. If you can't show me, it doesn't exist. It happened. Anything that happened yesterday, show me yesterday. There's no yesterday. You can only show me yesterday now. Show me tomorrow or future. You can only tell me about future by imagination now. So now that we are talking, is there avian flu? No. And there will be no avian flu if you do not call it to come. One person says it, everybody starts saying it, then it will manifest, because we have power. We are co-creators with God. God has empowered us to such a place that we can create anything we want. And if we can create negative that doesn't even exist, that is only an illusion, and make it like real, we can create positive. And the positive is that I am a powerful human being, and no avian flu, nothing of such can move me, because I'm a spirit being. I am a divine being, and a divine being is not moved by anything. God is on the throne. He is not moved by avian flu, or SARS disease, virus, or whatever, headache, cancer. God is not moved at all, because God does not have cancer, and he doesn't share our cancer. So I will not create cancer, because I am the power and the presence of God, creating everything in my consciousness. And if you are in my consciousness, I can influence and I can affect you, that you will not even be able to put your efforts or your energy on such rumor. And that is why I'm saying now, whoever it is that is listening to this, if you have fear of such, fear of cancer, fear of sickness, fear of anything, the feelings I'm having now, I reclaim my power from it. I reclaim my power from the discomfort. I reclaim my power from all discomforts. All discomforts. And how are you feeling there? I bet you are feeling cheerful. That somebody is saying she reclaims her power, and I'm feeling cheerful here. You reclaim your power too, from any discomfort of anybody who comes around to tell you about avian flu or any kind of sickness. This is why I say you can change situations 100% of the time, knowing who you are and performing as the divine being that you are on earth. So I'm happy to have had this little discussion. I did not do my usual talk this week, only because I've been pretty engaged sorting out the next talk, which is going to be very, very, very powerful, and which is going to take you to a place where you know exactly where you stand on earth and where you stand to go into eternity. I look forward to seeing you next week. God bless you. I love you.